Hi guys, I'm going to show you how to check on the status of an invoice that's being paid in the AggieBuy. This is useful if you have an invoice that you're not sure if it's been paid yet or not, or if you've got a vendor calling you telling you that they need to know the status of the invoice. You can use this process to check on what the status is. The first thing you want to do is log on to SSO and click on AggieBuy. And then if it's an invoice that you paid, you can click on Document Search and then My Invoices, and it'll bring up all the invoices that you have recently paid, and you can just click on it from there. Or if you just know the invoice number, you can put that in the document search box, and it'll bring up the most recent document that has that number in it. And if this isn't the one you want, you can click on Return to Search Results, and it brings up the list of all the documents, and you can pick the one that you want. So over here on the left is a field called Pay Status, and that tells you what the status of the invoice is. This one has been paid, and if that's the case, you can always come over here to the external notes and click on More, and it'll give you information about the payment. It has the check number here, the amount of the check, and the date the check was cut. So you can give that information to the vendor if they're trying to track down what happened to the payment. If the check was cut a long time ago and they haven't received it, we can have the check reissued. Just contact someone in the business office about how to do that. They'll usually give it a couple of weeks just to make sure that the check isn't lost in the mail. Other pay statuses that you might see are in process, which means that it has not finished being approved yet. And if you see that, you can click on the Approvals tab, and that lets you know what step in the process your invoice is at. And so you can find out who you need to contact to see if there's any problems with it, or you can just let the vendor know that it's going to be processed soon. Another pay status that you might see is payable, which means that the invoice has been approved by FMO, but that the check has not cut yet. AggieBuy automatically saves invoices until their due date and doesn't cut the check until the due date. So you can see what the due date is here, and that's 30 days from the later of either the invoice date or the goods received date. If the status is payable, that means that it's been approved but the check hasn't been cut yet, and you can tell the vendor what the due date is and let them know that that's when the check will be cut. If you have any questions, just contact the business office.